Hello, we are the Children's Occupational Therapy Service. In this video, we are talking about how to use scissors. Things you need to think about when using scissors are positioning at the table, holding the scissors, if you need right or left-handed scissors, the cutting direction, and the paper used. Before using a pair of scissors, make sure you are sitting well. This means you have your feet flat on the floor or supported on a box or stool, that your bottom is well back in the seat and your back is straight and supported by the back of the chair. Another positioning tip to remember is the position of the arms. Some children put their arms out like this. We call this chicken wings, and we don't want these. Encourage your child to tuck their bent elbows in at their side when using the scissors. You can help this by tucking a piece of card between their elbow and their side and asking them to keep the card still. Some children will need to be taught how to hold their scissors. The thumb and the middle finger should be placed in the loops, with the index finger placed here on what's called the neck of the scissors, just in front of the bottom loop. This hold gives more stability to the scissors when cutting. When children use just the thumb and the index finger in the loops, the blades will wobble more as they cut. Scissors are made for the right and left hand. It's important to use the correct scissors for the correct hand. Right and left-handed scissors are put together differently. Using the wrong scissors for the wrong hand makes it difficult to cut accurately. Right and left-handed scissors are usually colour-coded on the handles or loops. Here, our right-handed scissors have blue loops and the left-handed scissors have green loops. Your scissor loops may have different colours depending on the brand. Make sure you and your child are using the correct scissors for their handedness and they know what colour handles to look for at home and school. Some scissors have loops that are the same size. This type of scissor is usually found in the classroom. There are some rules to remember when using scissors. Some scissors have loops that are different sizes, where one loop is small and one loop is bigger. We use scissors where the loops are different sizes because they allow you to put more fingers in the bigger loop, which helps with stability when cutting. Thumbs on top. This means the thumb holding the scissors should be visible and positioned in the top loop, and the thumb holding the paper should also be visible on top of the paper like this. You can use a sticker or nail varnish on the thumbs to remind the child to keep their thumbs on top when cutting. Avoid cutting with the hands in this position. Reinforce that the thumb goes in the little loop, which should be on top. Again, you can mark the top loop with nail varnish, a sticker or tape. Cut away from the body. When using scissors, make sure that you always cut away from the body. You do not want to be cutting across or towards the body like this. No chicken wings. This is when the bent arms are held out at the side like the wings of a bird. You need to tuck the elbows down at your side like this. Steer with the helping hand. Using scissors requires us to use two hands. One hand uses the scissors, while the other hand holds the paper and steers what we are cutting out. Here we can see it is the helping hand holding the paper that moves and not the scissor hand. Stay on the line. Look at the lines you are cutting along and use the blades to make smooth, long cuts. Another thing to think about is the direction of your cutting. Right-handed people approach a cutting task in an anti-clockwise direction. This means we start cutting on the side of the paper which is closest to the scissors. As we continue to cut, we follow an anti-clockwise direction. You can see thumbs are on top and the hand holding the paper is chasing the blades of the scissors to support the paper being cut. If you are left-handed, you start cutting on the side of the paper that is closest to the scissors and cut around the shape in a clockwise direction. You can practice the cutting direction using a spiral. Here we have a coiled snake picture. This one is coiled to help a right-hander. You would start cutting here. As you cut, you must move your hand and steer the paper as you get closer to the middle. Think about the size of the paper and the thickness of the paper or card you are using. Large pieces of lightweight paper will be harder to hold, and thick card will be difficult to cut. Make things manageable by using smaller pieces of paper and thin card. You can practice cutting other things like Play-Doh and cooked spaghetti, funky foam and straws, as this will help the cutting action and develop hand strength. You can find lots of free scissor cutting ideas and projects online. Choose scissor and cutting projects that are doable for your child. Start with simple single cuts and make collages from the pieces you have made, and gradually move towards more complicated shapes. Remember, some children will need supervision when using scissors, so remember to stay safe and happy cutting.